Hello, good afternoon, or maybe I should say good evening. So we're going to start our next lesson today. That's going to be lesson 4 out of all our lessons that we had so far. Yeah, I'll wait just a few moments as usually for you to visit me, to drop in. I can see there's no one yet. Yeah, maybe before we start, before anyone is in here, I will, as always, tell you something about myself. My name is Barbara, as you can see, maybe my signature, Barbara, and I teach English. I teach English individually, and in this group, I have weekly lessons, at least now for the summer, so that I show you what my lessons look like. I'm hoping to have more of you today, so that we can have a real lesson, at least a bit of real lesson, okay? So you can talk to me. If you are here, just say hello, say anything, so that I know that you can see me and hear me clearly, okay? I'm using StreamYard, so I'm not transmitting directly from Facebook. So it's possible that I will see your comments, but I will not see your name, because that's how StreamYard works in groups. Yeah. So maybe I will be able to see that on my Facebook profile. I'm just looking at it. But yeah, it's possible that I will not see your names if you comment. Okay, so the homework maybe I shouldn't call it homework, but the task that I gave you was quite similar to the previous one, and I just got one answer from my eager student, Joanna, which, yeah, it's great. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, so I just have something from Joanna, but I don't have anything from anyone else. So I hope that later on you will be more active on my lessons. Yeah, so the task was to, actually the same. Yeah, say something about your job. Post a picture, describe the picture, describe your job. So what do you do? What are your duties? What do you do? Yes. If you don't know exactly what it was, just go through the last posts that we have in previous weeks, and the same is explained in the previous lessons. Yeah, if you want to make up all the lessons, please start watching from the first one. Yeah, just from the beginning, because they overlap. So there is something in every next one that is a continuation from previous one. Okay. Yeah, so since I have just one task completed, Joanna, if you want, I can correct your mistakes, because there are some small mistakes. So I will read what you wrote. I'm a proxy for the integrated management system. I'm not sure what you mean, because I think you are translating directly from Polish. But okay, I would need to talk to you directly about that. My duties are cooperating with certification bodies, supervising corrective and improvement actions, maybe activities, supervising correction or correcting things. I'm not sure what you mean here, actually. Yes. They look like quite difficult function names or activities that you do. Management of the internal audit program and much more. Many more. I would say. My department also deals with corporate social responsibility. Okay, under which, for example, we organize competitions for internal employees. It sounds good. Yes. Yes. I'm thinking of something. Yeah, if you want, Joanna, let me know. And since you are so active, I can meet with you. We can have a free meeting, okay? English meeting. A free lessons, individual lesson, okay? A lesson. I wouldn't call it a lesson, but a meeting, yes? Yeah, so, well, I don't have any other active people, so I cannot say anything more, but anyone who will be active in my group, we can have one free individual meeting, okay? That's something I can give you in return for being active in my lessons. But okay, so that was homework from previous week. Now for today, I told you we'll talk about, we'll read a text and we'll talk about it and maybe learn some new vocabulary. If it's new for you, of course, because I know you are on different levels and the levels that I'm covering at the moment are quite easy. I'm thinking of doing them a bit more difficult in the next lessons, yes, so that you also have something more difficult. Okay, so the text that I wanted to do today is about healthy lifestyle. Yeah, the sounds that you can hear are, yeah, just from outside. I don't know if it's me or my neighbors. Okay, so let me just share the screen first. No, I don't see it. I don't see my... Okay. That's not good because I cannot see what I want to share with you. Okay, so just let me give me a second because I think I have too many things open and okay, it looks like it doesn't work. Okay. All right, so I told you that the text is going to be about healthy lifestyle. So what does it mean for you that you have a healthy lifestyle? What does it mean to have a healthy lifestyle? Is it food? Is it activities? Is it physical exercise? What does it mean for you? Okay, that's what the text is going to be about. Okay, I'm just doing a few things here. I hope it works now. Okay, it looks like it should work. Okay, there's too many things open on my computer. Okay, so this is the text that we're going to read today. It's taken from, okay, if I could, yeah, that's better. Okay, so this text is taken from a book that is quite old. Yeah, you'll see a mirror picture, but this is the book that I took it from. It's elementary, that's the level. Okay, so it's quite easy. Maybe it's not the easiest one, but quite easy. And there's one of the texts there in one of the units. I like this book, and there is much more newer version of this, yeah, that I work on. Okay, so the text that we're going to read, yeah, I just need to go to my window. The text that we're going to read is The Mystery of Okinawa. The Mystery of Okinawa, okay. Okay, yeah, we've got a picture of this guy. Yeah, you can see the guy, an old man. Okay, and okay, the question is, okay, what nationality is he? If it's Okinawa, okay, then we know that it's Japan. And maybe you are also aware that Japanese people have their special kind of style, and they, well, they live different style than Europeans, and they are quite healthy. Okay, so how old do you think he is? When we look at him, how old do you think he is? Okay, I'm not going to tell you how old he is because I don't know simply. So you can just guess that, okay, he looks, I don't know, 70. That's what I would say from his face, but probably he's more than 100. Because that's the way it usually works in this book, in this kind of books. I don't have any materials for this book so that I have answers, so I won't tell you. But okay, obviously we can guess he's very old and he doesn't look so. So, okay, would you like to be so old and look like you're, I don't know, 40 years younger or 30 years younger than you are? Okay, well, that's one question. Okay. Some people would like to, well, some people say they don't want to get so old anyway, because it's not only about physical health, right? But okay, that's a good topic for discussion, I think. Yeah. Okay, so the first activity we've got here is okay, the introduction is Takanashi. Okay, so that's the name of our man. Always walks 3 kilometers a day, and he sometimes rides a motorbike. I'm just reading the introduction, right? He often works in his garden, and he usually does martial arts. In the morning, he is never stressed, and he is hardly ever ill. Wow, who wouldn't like to be, you know, to have such a life and to be so healthy? Okay, so he's hardly ever ill and he is never stressed. Yeah, hands up who's never stressed. Okay, and the first task we need to do here is, okay, put the highlighted words in on the scale. Yes, so I think it's just very easy kind of activity. I'm just looking if there's anyone who joined me. Okay, that's just one person that I see. I don't see any comments. Okay, so let's continue. If you want to write something, if you want to join me, just let me know, okay? It's really strange talking just to myself, but okay. I enjoy the meetings anyway, so you can just watch the transmission later on. Okay, so when we look at the scale, it's always, then we have usually is the second one, then we have often, then we have sometimes, hardly ever, and never. Yeah, we can see sometimes is already here. So always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. Okay, not unusual, you think, but Takanashi is, okay, 200 years old. I'm just shooting. Okay, so then the text is describing the lifestyle of people in Okinawa, right? Which is quite unusual. It's, you know, ideal, perfect lifestyle that anyone would like to have. It is quite impossible, I would say, in Europe, in European world. Yes. I'm not sure if it's real. Well, the text for those books are usually real, okay, adapted from British newspaper. So, you know, I'm sure it's not a lie, but of course, it's not easy to keep such a lifestyle for us, at least for me, right? Okay, so let me just read the text. Of course, the way I do it on during my lessons is, okay, we can read it aloud and we can read it just in silence. If you read aloud, most of the people don't understand what they read unless they are on very high levels, yes, so they can read aloud and understand. Some of my students like reading aloud because that's the way they do it. They understand it better when they read aloud. So the way I work on my lessons is, okay, whatever is easier for you. I want you to understand the text, yes? Here we have to read the text, and if you see, just look at those numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? These are headings that are missing, yeah? So here there will be some heading that, okay, describes what is in, okay, maybe I can I use an arrow? No, I don't have an arrow. Okay, maybe you can see the hand here then. Yeah, so here we will have a heading that describes what we have in the first paragraph, yeah, basically. Okay, if there's any vocabulary that you don't know, I'm going to talk about it later on and explain it, okay? Yeah, just looking, maybe you don't see it well. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. You don't need to see my face at the moment. I think it's more important for you to see the text, yeah. Okay, so Takanashi lives on the island of Okinawa in Japan. In Okinawa, people live a very long time. They are hardly ever ill. Many people live to be 100. More people than in other parts of the world. Why? What is the secret? Yeah, would you like to know the secret? Okay, so number 1, something, something. Okay, that's missing. Okay, we will have to choose them from those headings here. So always active, low stress exercise, a healthy diet. To do that, first we have to read the text. If you are on higher level of English, that will be pretty easy for you. Okay, the Okinawans eat vegetables, fruit, fish, soya, and rice. They usually have 7 portions of fruit and vegetables a day. People don't usually drink much alcohol or smoke. They don't eat much meat or fast food. Sounds great, right? But I wouldn't be able to eat 7 portions of anything, I think. I know. Okay, vegetables, fruit and vegetables, 7 portions. Then I wouldn't eat anything at all. So I'm not sure how they do that. I think it's just pretty much different culture, right? Completely different habits. They don't drink much alcohol or smoke. I drink some alcohol sometimes. They don't eat much meat or fast food. Okay, well, we know fast food is not really healthy, but I don't mind eating meat. Well, okay, that's just a different lifestyle, right? Okay, let's read number 2. Physical activity is very important for the people of Okinawa. Martial arts, walking, traditional dancing, and gardening are very popular with people of all ages. Maybe you wonder what martial arts is. Okay, that's, for example, I don't know, karate or jiu-jitsu, okay? The kind of sport where you fight with another person. Yes, Japanese people have different kind of martial arts, yes. Okay, so that was number 2. Physical activity is very important. If you kind of read it and understand what each paragraph is about, what's the general idea behind each of those paragraphs, you'll be able to match the headings, yes? All right, but let's look at number 3. In many countries, people have healthy diets and do exercise, But the unusual thing about the people in Okinawa is that they are not stressed. Wow. They are relaxed and take their time. Buses are hardly ever on time, and people often arrive an hour late for meetings. Every evening, hundreds of people, young and old, go to the beach to watch the beautiful sunset. People often meditate to relax. Yes, I think stress is one of the biggest problems in today's society, but to be not stressed at all, I'm not sure if it's possible at all. That's the best solution, yes, but it's very difficult not to be stressed at all. And to take your time, right? Buses are hardly ever on time. That's unacceptable in our world, yes. But it sounds good. I don't know, maybe not the fact that the bus is late, but taking your time, yeah? So not doing everything in a hurry. Just do it in your own pace, right? And watch the beautiful sunset and meditate to relax. I think that's necessary for people, right? To be healthy. But can we do that? That's a good topic to talk about. So if you were here, which you aren't, we would talk about it. I would be glad to see your comments. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at the comments, but I don't see, because I'm not sure if the StreamYard gives me the right comments or not. On the last lesson, there were some comments on Facebook, but I didn't see them on StreamYard, right? Okay, so let's have a look at number 4. I think that's the end of my page. Okay. So number 4, another important thing is that people often work until they are 80, sometimes until 90. Wow. Would you imagine that, working until you're 90? I'm not sure about that. In the Okinawan dialect, there is no word for retired. They are busy and active all their lives. Old people don't stay at home. They go out and meet friends, which I think is good, not to be at home, because, you know, that's your mental health, yes? To socialize with other people. When journalists ask people, what is the secret of your long life? They answer, we are happy, we are always positive, and we are never in a hurry. Okay, that's so easy. Easier said than done, right? Yeah, now the question from me to you is it possible to live the way Okinawans do? I don't know, this sounds like utopia for me, but okay, maybe you can take something from this. Okay, I'm just looking at some word. Okay, if you know what retired is, you retire when you've stopped working altogether. Yes, in Poland we are retired when we are 60 or 65 at the moment. At least that's the age, as far as I remember, because it keeps changing. Yeah, so then you stop working altogether and you get something that is called pension. Yeah, so the money paid every month, that's called pension. Okay, but I cannot imagine working until 80. I'm not sure it's possible. I mean, maybe for some people, yes, but you would have to be in a very good shape, very good physical shape, right? Okay, so we've read all the text. Maybe I should just make it a bit smaller to make it more visible. Okay, and the task that I told you we need to do is to match the headings with those paragraphs. If it was a real lesson, I would give you some time now to actually do this activity, yes? So to take your time and think which headings go where. Okay. So the way you should do it, okay, look at each paragraph and see what it's about. So if you notice, the first paragraph was about food, right? About eating, because it's vegetables, fruit, fish, 7 portions of fruit and vegetables, about what you drink, yes, about meat, fast food, yeah. So you can even look at the words you can see in the text. Okay, that's food. So if you look at those headings, which of them relates to food? Well, a healthy diet, right? Because diet is connected with food. So this will go to number 1. Number 2, okay, physical activity. We've got martial arts, walking, traditional dancing, gardening. So when you look at those words, you see that this is, okay, activity, but physical activity. I know we've got always active and exercise, which, okay, active can mean physical activity also. So then we think, okay, those 2 could go here, always active. You could say that. And exercise. Exercise also is a good one for this. So then we'll skip it for a moment and we'll go to number 3. Here, what do we have here? The general idea is that they are not stressed. They are relaxed. They take their time. Okay, they are late for meetings. They meditate, right? So when you look at those headings again, okay, healthy diet was already used. We are not sure about those 2, but low stress, doesn't it sound like a good one? Yeah, that will be low stress, because low stress, okay, this what we have here describes very well the facts. Yeah, just generally about low stress, right? Okay. So then let's see number 4. What did we have here? As you remember, it was about, okay, being retired or not being retired, right? Because as it says here, Okinawans don't have a word for retired. They are active. Where was it? They're always active. Yeah, I'm saying that word for a reason. They are busy and active all their lives. Okay, so this is about being active, even, working up until they are 90. So this is activity, but in a different sense. It's not about doing exercise, about physical activity, but being active, just doing things in your life. So if you look at those 2, now I think it's easier for you to decide. Exercise would go to number 2 and always active would go to number 4. Always active. Okay. And this is a good point. Okay, yeah, I know there is exercise with vocabulary where, okay, we're not going maybe to talk about these because I have some different words for you. We're going to talk about the words also, but I'm sure you know what rice is and what meat is. It's quite simple. I think it's not even possible to explain it in English. What is rice? Okay, rice. Yeah, kind of cereal they eat in Japan. Yeah, meat, popular, unusual. Take their time. Stay at home, busy. Okay, these are easy words. I have a different list of words for you. Anyway, this is a point where we can have a discussions. Do people in your country live like the Okinawans? What's different? What's the same? That's just genius point or question where you can talk, right? Just tell me what you think. Since there's no one there, so I cannot have a discussion. But if you are watching the transmission after it's finished, just say something in the comments. Just give me some comments so that I know. Just join the discussion because we can comment even after the lesson. Yeah, I'm just looking on my Facebook group if maybe there is someone. Okay, I don't see any comments. Yeah, I don't see any comments, basically. Okay, well, anyway, if you're watching it, just put anything, some kind of anything in the comments. Yeah, what do you think? Do people in our country live like Okinawans? What's different? I think you could find a lot of differences. Do they eat the same? Or maybe about your diets. How healthy is your diet? Do you try to live healthy? Do you do martial arts every day? Okay, well, maybe martial arts is not a good example because I don't. Just some people do. You have to go somewhere to do martial arts, yes? But maybe you do walking or anything, gardening. Do you go to the gym? Do you do any sports? How do you, like, what are your activities? What sports do you do? I think physical activity is very important. And if you work actively, it's difficult to do sports. Yeah, what else did we have there? Was the same. I'm not sure if there is anything the same. Well, for sure, buses are not late. We expect that everything is on time, right? Maybe we just have to let it go sometimes. Just allow that not everything will be deadline done in a certain time, right? Yeah, maybe we can learn something from the Okinawan people. What can we learn from them? I'm sure there are many things we can learn to be healthy, right? As I said, this sounds for me more like utopian, but okay, that's the point of discussion. The more controversial the topic is, the more we can discuss, right? Okay, another thing here that we have is the quiz that we can do, and this will be your task. I think we can have fun. You'll check if you live the Okinawa way. Okay, I'm going to leave that quiz in the files after the lesson so that you can see the questions, and I will ask you to answer those questions because I have the solutions of the results. Yeah, so just choose your answer, ABC. Yeah, how often do you exercise? Every day, quite often, hardly ever, never. I'm just thinking of myself. I'm trying to do it quite often now, but well, I would say hardly ever, right? Do you do martial art, karate, tai chi? Yes. Okay, no, never. Okay, that's not a good question, but anyway, you know what you can expect, yeah? Like 0 points if you never do it. Or maybe you do it. Then, you've got some points there. And then, when you do all those questions, just calculate the points and put the number in the comments, and I will give you the results. Okay? I think it's just fun. I like this kind of tests because it's always funny, right? Yeah, just looking at the questions. How often do you eat meat? How often do you eat fish? Do you smoke? How often do you meet friends? I think I would have some points here. How often do you meditate? Do you meditate? I think quite few people do this, right? But it's good for your mental health, yes? How often are you in a hurry? Jesus, always, I would say. I wonder what your answer are. What are your answers? I don't see any comments so far. Okay, so I don't know anything from you. All right, now I have some activity with vocabulary. Okay, I had it, but I need to find it now. Yeah, because I closed it. It's going to be on the same website that I showed you last time. You remember when we were doing the word search? That was on the word wall, right? And this is going to be the same here. Okay, so maybe I'll just change the sharing. Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but I just need to. Okay, I'm going to remove that so that you can see me now for a moment. Okay, and I'll show you this activity with vocabulary. Okay, so first we're going to learn some new vocabulary. Okay, I found it. So I'm going to share it. Share the screen. Okay, now let me see what you can see. Okay, let's make it bigger. Maybe like this. Yeah, I cannot change anything here. All right, let's make it like this. So first, we're going to learn. Okay, what words do I mean? Okay, so we've got something like this. I did it quite a long time ago, and it was for someone. I don't remember, but I keep repeating these lessons with my students. So the lessons that I have created before, I just use them because, you know, that's the point of it, not to do it again and again. If the lesson is good, I just do it with other students also. Okay, so we have the words in Polish. Okay. And we've got the words in English. So these are from the text, yeah, taken from the text. So, okay, martial arts, I'm sure you remember. I explained that in English. Okay, but we can match it to Polish words here. Okay, the rest of them I think are very easy. I don't remember who I was doing it with. It was quite, I think, low level. Okay, physical activity. Okay, so I'm just going to do it myself, right? But also I'm going to give you the link so you can just play with it, right? Busy. Busy. Busy is a kind of word that has so many meanings and it's so difficult to translate it in Polish. I don't like translating things in Polish. I know I have it here, but you know, it's for people who are really lower levels so that, you know, it's easier for them to do it this way. Okay, sunset. Okay, that's the sunset portion. Well, that's obvious because it sounds very similar in Polish. Age, yeah, it was people of different ages, I think. Island. Okay, remember not to read this S here. Island. You never read it. Island. Yeah, that's the way people read it. Island. It's silent S, so you don't read it. Just pretend that it's not there, right? Exercise. Exercise can also mean a task like in your workbook, yeah? Retired, yeah, and journalist. Why do I have journalist here? Was it there? Journalist. Maybe it was. I don't remember. Journalist. Could be that it was there. Okay. Yeah, so then we can... Oh, I did something wrong. Aktywność fizyczna, ćwiczenia fizyczne. Okay, I got it wrong, but it's similar. Okay, I'm going to show you what else you can do here, okay? I'm sure you know... Okay, in Polish it's wisielec, in English it's hangman. Okay. I like this kind of game, hangman. I'm sure you all know what it's about, okay? Maybe I'll just try to find... Okay, let's make it maybe this one, okay? So now, remembering what it was, I'm sure, yeah, you remember what it was. You just click the letters, yeah, and they appear in the places they should, right? So if we had S, we had T. Okay, If you want to see the drawing, I'm going to pick the letter that wasn't really here. It's funny that they have Polish letters here in English, but okay. This kind of website is used also for Polish activities. I think it's used by many teachers. Yes, it's not only for English. You can do anything on this. Okay, so when I click on the wrong letters, you can see that the hangman is appearing. Okay, but let's say we want to solve the puzzle martial arts. L. Okay, martial arts. That's our word, yeah? So in this way, you can learn spelling just to have fun, yeah? Okay, here, I'm sure you remember, it was island, yeah? So you just have to remember what letters we had. Island. Island, island. Okay. So that's island. Yeah, I'm just looking if I can show you anything else, because, you know, you can, as I said, you can play with it. This one is also a funny one. It's good for children. My children sometimes play. Just looking what you can see. I'm not sure if it's not stuck. Okay. Okay, so this more resembles a real game, yes? So you've got the balloons here. You can also turn on the sound, but I won't have it, yeah? And now you just have to you just have to find the right word, right? Okay, it's again the same. No, it was retired, yeah? And there are so many of those balloons that if you push through some of them, you just have to do it in the right moment so that the box gets onto the carriage. Yeah, okay, we've got island. Yeah, so with each of the turns, there is more carriages and more balloons. Yeah, so it's more and more difficult to aim on the balloon. Just shoot the right balloon. Okay, where's my portion? Okay. Island. Okay, we've got island and physical activity. Yeah, you just have to be quick with clicking on these. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to play it anymore. I just wanted you to see it. Okay. You can play it yourself. I will send you a link. Okay. All right, so that was all. That's all for today that I wanted to show you. And as I said, I'm going to leave you the file with the questionnaire, with this test, yeah, so that you can do the test and give me the points that you have. I wonder how healthy you are. Do you live the way Okinawan people live? And I'll send you the link also so that you can have, you can play a game with those vocabulary, however easy they are, right? I will try to do something more difficult so that the people that have higher levels are also satisfied, okay? I'm planning to do a next lesson next Wednesday, yeah? For the time, it's just, we're meeting every Wednesday until the end of August, I think, because in September, I think it won't be possible for me to meet every week, but I think the transmissions will be there because I enjoy them, even though no one is joining me, but I enjoy talking to myself. Okay, hopefully you watch the transmissions and you get something from this, anything interesting, yeah? Remember that you can always comment those transmissions and we can still have some interaction, okay? Next week, I'm also planning an interesting meeting on my website about learning vocabulary. That's on the 25th of July. I'm just looking at my calendar, which is here on the wall, looking at me. On the 25th in the evening, I'm going to have, I would say, a webinar, I think so, about learning vocabulary, how to learn vocabulary effectively. How can you help yourself? Because writing a list, just English, Polish, doesn't really work, and trying to learn them by heart doesn't work. You would have to do a lot more to learn them. It takes time to learn, but you know, it's effective. Just have to make some effort. How? I will tell you. Just join me, okay? And well, anyway, I'm happy that our group is growing, because if you notice, there's more than 140 of us. So there was 50 something. So in 1 week, more than, I don't know, 90, 80 people joined. So I'm really happy. If you're watching me, I'm really happy to see you. And I want you to join me in my lessons and have fun and get something valuable, something that you can learn, okay? I will do many, many more things. I have many ideas in my head to do in the group, so that I can have more interaction with you and, I don't know, just help you with anything, okay? Yeah, so I think for today, that's all. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that that's the group, because you know that this is the group, but if you haven't seen it yet, I also have my channel on YouTube. You can also watch the same lessons. You can watch much more there. And some of the things, or most of the things, not connected with English, but you can just choose the right playlist, whatever is interesting for you. So there is something like this. You are welcome to see it. Okay. And remember, if you're interested, I also work individually with people. So just let me know and I will be happy to work with you, not only in transmissions. Okay, so I think that's all for today, and have a nice evening and see you next week then. Take care then. Bye.